Hey, cousins!
My name is Shawnece.
My name is Tamara.
My name is Tia.
And this is the Cuz Show!
Where we have Christ-centered conversations.
We're too comfortable in mocking Jesus.
If you fear God, you love God. Because if you love somebody, you're not gonna try to hurt them.
Right.
You're gonna try to do right by them because you love them. I think it's all good, knowing scriptures, by memory. But if you're not applying it in your daily life, it doesn't even matter. It's just words at this point.
Right. And again, the Pharisees, they knew words, right? But then Jesus was walking, mind you, again, Jesus was walking amongst them and they didn't even realize it because they were just using the words. They didn't apply it.
I think some of them realize it.
Yeah,
they were so caught up in religion.
Mm-hmm.
It was, this is how it's always been done. This is how it should be done. So this is what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
When you got to when you have a relationship with God, it's not about religion at all. It's having a relationship with God is getting to know him, understanding who he is. Religion does not play a part in fearing God. It just does not.
I will say it doesn't, it does in a way, I will say, because it can sometimes, like if you're doing like, okay, I'm going to church, that is supposed to help you grow.
Right.
Okay, and
in your
when
walk.
I say religion, I mean things that does not align.
Right.
Because a lot of times the religion that we see is man-made. It's stuff that we just put in there like seasoning with gumbo. Like, let's add this and let's add that. But did it say that in the Bible to do? No, it did not. And then we push it in with the other stuff that it says in the Bible. And that's why I feel like it can get lost in the sauce. Like, okay, some of the things that you do, okay, that's biblically correct. And then there's other things that does not align with God.
Right. And I think, again, weaponizing and then twisting and doing other things to the word to make it fit our lifestyle, right? I think we do that very often. Like, well, God, like that scripture where it says, honor thy mother and thy father. But then we forget the other part of it where it says, mothers, and like, do not push your kids. You know what I'm saying? So I think we tend to just like cut off half of scripture and then put our own twist to it and just say, okay, well, well, it did say this. And then we go hard on that one thing. And then like, did you read the other part of the scripture? And so I think that's why, again, reading for not only just to read, but for understanding, for wisdom, for really clarification on how do I apply this in total, like all together, not just, okay, well, I'm going to just do part of it and then that should be enough. It's not.
Proverbs 9:10 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding.
Sprinkle. Sprinkle. Yeah, very much true. I definitely think I was talking to Uncle Sydney about this the other day. I think when you are rooted in knowledge and wisdom, you feel more girded, right? You feel more strong, like, oh my gosh, I know what I'm supposed to do. So it's you're not easily swayed by things of the world because you're like, I know what I'm rooted in. But I think sometimes we use that knowledge and then we kind of, again, we do other things with the knowledge. So making sure that we're the only way that you can know that your wisdom is sound and that it is strengthened in the right thing is if you run right back again to the Bible, to his word, to his truth. And so I think, again, making sure that we're not, you're never bigger than the program. You will never be bigger than the program. At any point in your life, I can guarantee you that. You'll never be bigger than the program, right? You'll always play a part in the program. And I think that's what we need to remember, right? But you're never going to be bigger than the program.
So perfect example in the Bible is Proverbs 3, verse 5, where it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you the path to take. Do not be impressed with your own wisdom. Instead, fear the Lord and turn away from evil. Then you will have healing in your body and strength in your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the best part of everything you produce. Then he will fill your barns with grain, and your vast will overflow with good wine. My children, don't reject the Lord's discipline, and don't be upset when he corrects you, for the Lord corrects those he loves, just as a father corrects a child in whom he delights."
Yeah. Amen.
I really want to touch on the strength part because a lot of people feel that when they give their life to Christ, their life will end. And I know we touched on this before, but even as it just said, like, God will give you strength. He will show you the way. Your life will not end. It will change for the better, but it's not going to end.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I want to talk about the correction. Because I think we live in an age where everybody wants to correct somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be like, you're doing it wrong. And as that is very much needed, it is very much needed. But I think we see this so heavily right now across social media. We see this in churches. We see people doing that on the pulpit. And it's just like in front of others. And I think that when you fear the Lord, you try to look at people in the way that he sees people, right? So it's just like he sees them, he loves this person. He sees them as a child of God. He sees them as his child, right? So it's just like, okay, how am I speaking to this person? How am I giving out correction? You know what I'm saying? When in reality, just like what we said earlier, you're probably just tearing somebody down and then using the Bible to justify it. So again, I think, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I tell you, you really need to just keep running back to the Lord, because it's not even funny. Like, you really have to, because you can easily just be walking in your own strength. You can easily be walking in your own wisdom, because you're not saying, okay, what is it that you're telling me to do? If you have an issue with somebody, or if you're like, okay, I'm upset with this person did X, Y, and Z, and I don't know how to tell them this or to go across them, because I always be like, Lord, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, help me.
Literally, I'd be like, I don't know what to say. Give me the right words. And I can't remember Matthew. It literally in my head, this plays in it, like he'll give you the correct words when you need it. Right? And that's what I always remember in my heart, like, okay, he's gonna give me the right words when I need it. When I'm walking into a situation that I probably wasn't prepared for, or I didn't know I was going to walk into, like, he's going to give me the words if I allow him to be there in that space, in that moment. You know what I'm saying? And letting him enter into my space. And so I think, when you don't fear the Lord, it's easy to, like, okay, I'm going to just do this without you. Like,
I said what I said and I meant it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And be very proud about it too.
Yeah.
Like, I did that. Who's gonna check me, boo? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, Jesus, he'll check you, with that wrath that we was talking about earlier. Okay. But again, his grace and his mercy. But I just think, again, we just have to continue to, like, really just run back at his feet. But I do want to start going into trust. Okay. I really want trust is such, in relationships, right? Trust is easily given. We heard this so many times. Trust is easily given to some. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Talk about it.
I mean, some people can easily give their trust, which is dangerous, and then some people are hard to give their trust, which is also has a con to it as well.
Yeah.
But overall, trust is a very hard thing.
Yeah,
Because
it is a hard
if
thing.
you look at it
Either
at
ends.
different perspectives, you know, and different life stories, you can see why there are trust issues.
Yeah.
And that also plays into why we do not trust God, because we're equating God to a lower being when he is higher. He is Lord of Lords, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think, again, trust is such a hard thing to like wrap your head around. And for me, I'll say I easily give out my trust. I'd be like, I trust you. I trust you. That's not
I'm the opposite, baby.
In college, I definitely was like this, and Tamara very much hated it. I did this. I think I did this easily with guys. I'm not gonna go too heavy into that, but I did this easily with guys. I think because I just always was like, they are gonna do so great. Like, I give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Like, you're just gonna be a great person. Like, I just know it, right? And then, you know, mind you guys, that those things did not work out. Okay, surprise. But anyway, like when those things didn't work out, and I was just like, why? I don't understand. Like, how could they like break? Because you know when you're giving out something so pure, right? And you're just like, how could you break this? Like how it? I couldn't wrap my mind. Mind you, this was college. Okay, I couldn't wrap my mind around me giving out like a pure, like, I trust you, I know you're gonna do the right thing. And I do this with friendships and other things too. But I'm just like, how could they break that? Like, I don't get it. Like, it was so weird. But I think God does this with us, right? He gives out
just
this
about to say that.
pure, honest, no strings attached, like trust. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then we're supposed to then trust him back. Because he's saying, okay, I trust that you are going to follow me, right? The same thing what I said earlier, like, because he easily could have just been like, okay, everybody needs to follow what I'm saying, no free will, no. But he's giving us a level of trust. He's giving us like, okay, I know that they will follow me if they follow my word, if they do certain things, right? So it's a level of trust that is actually going both ways if you think about it. But we kind of take his pure, honest trust for granted. And then we kind of, again, like you said, compare it to man-made type things when in reality, like, that is nothing like how we're supposed to trust the Lord, right? And I think if you trust somebody, it really is just like, okay, I'm letting a part of myself just leave, right? Because you can't be trusting somebody and then holding on for dear life and just like, I thought you trusted me, girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you like, I feel like the people, I would never do this, but like people who jump off the airplanes, right? There's a level of trust that you have to give to that instructor who you're holding on to and just like, Lord, don't let me go. And there's a level of trust there, right? You're thinking, okay, well, this person is not going to just let me die, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's the same thing. God is the instructor, and we're supposed to just hold on to him for dear life.
I like that.
Like, literally, he's just like, jump. And he's just like, no. You know what I'm saying? But again, you're giving a level of trust to that instructor. You're giving a level of trust to whoever it is that you're saying, I'm letting you guide me through the airplane jump, through the zip line things. You're giving a level of trust to them. And the same way that you give that trust to that instructor who you really don't even know. Let's be real.
I was just about to say that.
You don't even know that person.
You don't even know if this person is trained. You don't know their background. You just said, you look like you know what you're doing. So
exactly, I'm going to jump out of this plane with you, right? And hopefully...
The crazy thing is, God, like, I'm showing you my credentials. I'm showing you everything I have done, my whole backstory. I showed how from I was a child. Like, I'm showing you everything, but still you do not trust me. You know, which is crazy because like you said, we literally trust a
Yeah, I mean, but there's so
you probably
many
don't even know that
things.
person's name.
But yet, you're willing to jump out the airplane with him. Be so for real, Jennifer. That's crazy. But anyway,
I would not be Jennifer. I wouldn't even be on that plane. Anyway.
but I mean, again, it's really like that. And I think when we say that we trust the Lord, is again, are we really trusting? Because it's really that scenario. Like I jump out of a train, or jump not out of a train, out of an airplane, and I trust that I'm gonna land safely. I'm going to land where I need to be. That He has my best interest at heart. And I think sometimes we forget that, which then leads us not to fear Him. Right? And again, we see once again the Israelites, when they were not the Israelites, I'm sorry, the people in Israel, they did not trust Him. They did not have faith in Him, right? Because they just was like, I mean, even though he really did take us through all of these things, I mean, does He really care about me? Does He? And all those thoughts, like you were saying earlier, like those thoughts start playing in your head. And again, we are our worst enemies for real.
We really are.
Because that moment we start to thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I mean, does he really care about us? I mean, like, why would you? Because we can't answer the why. Like, why would He love somebody like me? Why would He care so much about me? And again, that unconditional love that you really just can't explain. And I think following God is a lot of like, I can't even explain it, right? It's just me walking in faith. It's just me walking in the unknown, which is really hard, especially when you grow up, or at least for me, I grow up kind of wanting to know why we're doing things.
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this? Could we not just stay at home? Even though, for the most part, I wasn't an obedient child, though. I really was just like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do it. But I think, again, as I got older, I'm just like, okay, so why are we doing this? Like, do we actually have to do this? You know what I'm saying? But again, a lot of walking with the Lord is really sometimes just not having that answer for that why, but understanding that even though I don't have that answer, I trust that He is leading me in the right direction, which is so hard. But
it is the unknown.
Yeah.
The unknown. Like, we want to know.
Yeah.
Before
for sure.
we take that leap of faith. But it always ties into what God says this journey is going to be and what is required to walk by faith and not by sight.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm personally a person who wants to know before I can go. But that is slowly being taught out of me. So we have to, like you said, trust.
Yeah.
And we have to give it to God. Whatever is holding you back, you have to give it to God.
I agree.
It's going to hold you crippled if you do
Yeah.
not give it to God.
Yeah.
And you're going to stay stuck and stagnant in your walk. Things are going to repeat and repeat and repeat and wonder why it's repeating. It's because you haven't given it to God. And yes, that requires trust.
Yeah. And I feel like within that trust, then He gives you I'm giving you a mission. And I kind of want to go into a little detail about that. Okay. Let's break it down. So Matthew 10 through 7, well, basically the whole of chapter 10. Let's just call it what it is, okay? He says to the 12 disciples in 10:7, and as you go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Jesus gave them a mission. Throughout, if you read through Matthew 10, He's giving them what they need to say, what they need to do, how, like, He's giving them a planned out thing about how He wants His gospel to be ministered unto the people, right? And again, He's in Matthew 10:28, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. Don't fear men, but rather fear Him, God, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Okay. Did he sugarcoat? No, he did not. Okay. And I think when you remember the mission, right? As the 12 disciples were getting their mission laid out, we have the same mission. It hasn't changed, actually. It hasn't changed. We are still supposed to go out, preach the gospel, minister to others, and draw people back to him. And when you remember what it is that you're supposed to be doing, it's just like, okay, wait, am I doing what God told me to do? And then that goes back to that fear, right? Like, I fear the Lord enough to remember this is his mission. This is bigger than me.
It's bigger, yeah.
It is bigger than what I want. It is bigger than what I think needs to be done, because he has already given us a mission. So I think when you remember that and you really walk fast in that, like the disciples did, you can then say, okay, I need to be obedient. I need to be at his feet. I need to be a good steward of whatever he has entrusted me with, because I need to remember that this is bigger than me.
What is steward?
So that's a deep stewarding whatever he's placed inside of you, right? So some people, right, they have like an abundance of money, right? And you know that God placed that money in your vicinity for a reason, right? It wasn't so that you could buy a bunch of things or you could get a bunch of gain, whatever, you know what he gave you, right? Or he gave you the gift or the steward over a classroom. You're a teacher, right? You need to steward whatever he gave you in that classroom to then say, okay, whether that be I'm praying over my class, I am making sure that, because I do know that some schools, don't allow certain things, but I'm making sure that I give this back to the Lord and in every way that I can, or he's given me the ability to, right? If you have the relationship with the Lord, he will tell you what he has given you, or you can see what he has given you. Therefore, you can steward it correctly and in a way that is pleasing unto him.
Just a quick pause, cousins. Make sure you tune in every other Monday on YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon Music. And make sure you follow us on all of our social medias. I will know if you don't, so follow us. Love you. Bye. Ecclesiastes 5. I'm doing a whole bunch of Ecclesiastes. Okay. Chapter 5, verse 2. Don't make rash promises and don't be hasty in bringing matters before God. After all, God is in heaven and you are on the earth. So let your words be few. Too many activity gives you restless dreams. Too many words make you a fool. So I wanted to bring that up because it's about approaching God with care. Caring for what he gives you, but also being mindful of how big he is, that you don't want to be hasty in making promises that you will not keep.
Yeah.
And that also plays into stewardship, because this is something that God has given you, right? And then he's asking for you to care. So if you have that mentality to approach God with care and to take care of his stuff, same way with stewardship is because this is something that is a part of the kingdom. This is something that will affect the kingdom. So you need to care for it and handle it correctly. But also caring for it goes back into trusting God, which also goes back into spending time with him so that you can hear from him on how to care for what he gives to you.
Yeah, that's how we can manage what he's given us correctly. I think people miss that part. How do you steward it is going back to his feet, going back to him and hearing from him on, God, this is not mine. This is yours. This was never mine. I'm just a vessel.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do you want me to do with this?
I do want to touch on hopelessness because that also plays into fearing and trusting God as well. People are hopeless. People don't have a sense, I don't want to say direction, but people just don't believe
Yeah.
that he can and that he will.
Yeah. I think some people are tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people have been running from things for a very long time. People are putting their trust in the wrong thing and thinking this is what God is. Yeah, but I think you've been doing it by yourself. You've been hurt. You've been broken. People have hurting you. People have broken your trust. So you feel like, well, they broke my trust. God is gonna just be,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I understand that pain that you feel like you're not gonna get out of it, or it's not gonna get better. It is gonna get better. And I always say this, but God sees you. He really does. He really does. It may feel like he doesn't see you, but he does.
I believe that when people really grasp the understanding that God sees you, he knows you, people can receive deliverance.
But you have to allow him to be able to deliver you. I think first, a lot of people, it reaches a breaking point. Because I feel like when you get to that breaking point, it's like, I'm done. There's nothing else I can do. I'm tapped out. Because I feel like it's kind of like you're in a boxing ring. Like, you fighting, and then you just tap out, and then the referee or what she call those people? Yeah, the referee. I don't know. I don't know sports. But
Yeah, the referee.
those people in the ring, there's like 5, 3, 4, and you just like, oh, you're done. And then that's when the like paramedics or people come in and try to revive you if you try to give you, oxygen or something like that. And I think that's like God. God is like, he's basically at the end of the match saying like, when you're tired and when you're done doing it by yourself, I'll be
Give
here
me a holler.
to revive you and to deliver you. Because if deliverance come from God, it does not come from other people. Hey,
The only
deliverance
way.
come from God. It does not come from other people
Or
and
things.
I feel like some people feel like, well, if I get that apology, it would deliver me. If I get that acceptance, it would deliver me. That's not.
Yeah,
That's not
that's not gonna
deliverance.
work, child.
I was talking to myself, but because I needed to hear that for myself, because God is the only one who can give you true deliverance. He can clean your heart. He can make you whole. No one else can make you whole. No one else can make you wake up one day being haunted, being tormented by this one thing, and then the next day you're like, you have peace, you have joy. No one else can give that to you. So you have to remember, deliverance comes from God, not from people. And deliverance is not an overnight thing. It's a process. You constantly have to trust God, constantly have to go back to his feet, constantly have to, ask God, help me not go back to my old ways. Help me not to go back to these cycles that's in my life. The cycles of trauma,
Abuse, mental
all of those
abuse,
things.
all those things. Yeah.
Don't get caught up in the cycle.
So much of us are walking in hurt. You know what I'm saying? And the same very people who probably, have their Bible open and reading a scripture, they're probably walking in a bunch of hurt.
If we can really, like Tamara said, like, Lord, deliver me from this, heal me from this,
We would be so better off. We would be walking in a different level of thinking, because I think when you get delivered, you think differently.
Agree.
You move differently, and you say, oh, wait a minute, what was I doing? Like, why was this holding me back so much? Or
why did I look at this person in this way, or why did I move in that way? Because you are thinking differently, because you have been delivered.
Your mind is renewed.
Yeah. I mean, we see this in a lot of characters within the Bible where they were going through certain things, and then, God gets them out of it and they're like, oh, wait a minute. God, you really did your big one. You really are the one who controls the stars and the moon, and who has, the authority over every living creature. And then you sit back and you reflect, right? You sit back and reflect about, okay, how do I not get back here? How did I even end up there? And you start growing and becoming a different person. That's why making sure that I'm looking towards the Lord for that deliverance can then cause a whole chain effect on your whole entire life, and cause you to become a whole different person.
Again, it's that under the sun mentality.
One thing about something,
I know I keep
she gonna
going
bring it
back to
back.
it. It's because it really this Ecclesiastes resonates.
Yeah,
with
no,
me.
I get that though.
Listen, Solomon is like, everything is hopeless. Nothing is. What are we even here? It's like, just enjoy the moment. Like, but it's not that. Again, with his mentality, he was apart from God. Well, and be careful. My understanding is that he just constantly had a mentality where it was separated from God. Like, even in this verse where somewhere in chapter 1 is talking about nothing really changes, everything stays the same.
And then when you read through like Proverbs and other things, you can realize like, okay, wait, even though things do repeat itself, right? We do see history repeat itself. Like, let's not, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm like, things do repeat itself. But it's also because, like, what is God trying to teach us in this?
Right.
You can always change your perspective and look at something differently.
Right.
You can always shift your gaze. And honestly, it's like a camera lens, right? If you just do an inch to the left, you see a whole different perspective, right? You see a whole different view about what it is that you're like everything stayed the same, but you just shifted just a little bit and you saw a whole different thing. And I think,
but it's also like, what is your gaze set upon?
That is right. I did learn when I don't know how many times ago, but your eyes, your ears, there's something else, are gates to your soul. What you give attention to, it will stay in. I do want to also say that as we go throughout life itself, it is very discouraging. Life can be very testing. Even, another Ecclesiastes, verse 18 in chapter 1, the greater my wisdom, the greater my grief. To increase knowledge only increases sorrow. Like, as you go throughout life, you're gonna gain knowledge about different things, and it will cause like some kind of grief, some kind of disappointment. You'll feel pain. Somebody that you didn't think was going to do something, you did something, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
no, I agree.
Giving it back to the Lord, and deliverance. Well, trust. With deliverance, you're renewed.
You have to trust.
And then that journey, trust all the way.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because I definitely think, again, knowledge is such a powerful thing. But then again, when you don't know what to do with it, it's even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better if you didn't even have it, because like you don't know what to do with it. And then you can easily lead yourself in a whole different path of life because you had all of this knowledge. Or who was that king who had all of that wisdom? King Solomon. So even though he had all this wisdom, he still did the wrong thing on multiple occasions. And so it's just like, even though you have all this wisdom or you are getting this wisdom, if you don't know what to do with it can be very detrimental to your life.
And those people tend to overthink. Because that's just basically overthinking. Like, what is love?
Under the sun.
But how many people though have I seen like, what does this even, like, why would he do this? To me, it reminds me that we easily get distracted.
Yeah,
we're
that's
so
what I'm saying.
easily
I think it's a distraction. I really do.
By
I'm like,
things that don't matter. And I think as we see like different things and unfolding right now, do not get distracted. I'm saying this to myself. I'm saying this hopefully so that it encourages you. Like, don't get distracted. When you see certain things, everything does not need to be explained. Everything does not need you to be like, I need to know why that. Like, you really don't, honey.
Like Shawnece left to say, you can ask God all your questions about this.
But I will say distractions bring new fears that we do not need.
Also, again, if you're rooted, then things do not, you know what I'm saying? You're very like, I'm laser focused, right? I'm focused on my mission. I'm focused on trusting him. I'm focusing on fearing him. I'm focused. And so when you're focused, it's not so easy to just be like, okay, well, the world is going to end, right? We saw that whole thing on TikTok, like the world is going to end, right? But if you read your word, if you're focused, you're like, no one knows the hour, right? So you're just focused. You're lasered. You're not focusing on every opinion that goes flying everywhere.
But let's tone in on that. Nobody knows the hour. That's why this is a daily thing.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be in your word daily, trusting him daily.
Yeah.
Daily for a reason.
That's why it's so important. Like, are we ready? Right? Because people are saying like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen. This is going to, like, are you ready though? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you ready when he comes? Like, I don't want to be still going through. I want to be ready.
Yeah. I love what the pastor said at our church. He said, every time we wake up, we have to put on the armor of God, like clothes. Like, I had to put on his word. I had to put on his truth. I had to put on all of those things so I can be ready to fight whatever I need to fight or to be rooted.
And not be swayed, yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, we have to put it on like clothes each day. We can't just be like, okay, it's like when you wake up, you don't forget to put on your underwear. So don't forget to put on.
Hopefully.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully. I mean, some people, I don't know. But okay, yes. Y'all don't wear, okay. Y'all don't wear underwear, okay.
It ain't our business.
Right.
Yeah.
But whatever you don't forget to put on. Put that on. Okay. Because I put on my underwear, but whatever. Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
Well, cousins, this was yet again another needed conversation. So many people are confused with what fearing God means, and we have struggles with trusting in God. Always go back to your source of life. And if you want, add in a nice book to give you a different perspective, and then take that perspective back to God. And if God has something to teach you from that perspective, he will always guide you back to his word, literally. Like, sometimes God will be like, read Hebrews. Sometimes God will be like, read this book. Read the book. Listen to God and what he's telling you. Okay? So before we leave, please drop a comment. I honestly want to know, what is holding you guys back? What is your fear right now? What is causing you to not fully give your wholehearted trust in God, and we can talk about it in the comments, let us know, and we'll be happy to respond.
Yes.
We love you guys. Remember to tune in every other Monday on Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Music. Again, we love you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, or whenever you're listening. Have a good one, you guys.
Bye, guys. Bye, cousins.